Hello students, today we show a new topic in automation components, that is the displacement measurement. So in that the direct measurement of the displacement is very important for the industrial process, and also many other quantities such like pressure, temperature, level, flow, etc. are the measured by the transducing them to displacement, motion or force or any other measuring these parameters, which gives the requirement value of the particular quantity. So we have shown in this chapter or topic of the measuring of the displacement, uh, we have discussed here. So generally displacement is through of in terms of motion of a few millimeters or less, or up to centimeters. So the measurement of the displacement is made frequently to related to some other measurement, and displacement transducers are the fundamental component of any instrument systems. So displacement is closely associated with motion from one point to another point, and the positions that have been changed from one position to the next. So displacement can be measured by the both mechanical as well as the electrical methods, but here we have only taken a electrical method which are commonly used in the industrial, and as well as the we will describe the here. So there are two types of the displacement measurement, that is the contact type and non-contact type, and the basic principle for that is the sensing of the electrical and optical sensings. There are the in electrical sensors, that is the passive electrical sensors are used for vibration of either inductance or capacitance with displacement in is measured, and the other hand the optical method is mainly works on the principle of the intensity variation of light with distance. So so these techniques are also used for measurement of very small displacement in order to nanometers also. So but this techniques is more suitable for laboratory purpose, not very useful for the industrial application. So we will see that which type of the measurement for the displacement for that. So first we have to go to the strain gauge. So strain gauge is a positive type resistance transducer which converts a mechanical displacement into change of resistance. It is the most commonly used transducer for measurement of the displacement. The resistance gauge is essentially a fine wire which changes its resistance when mechanically strained, so due to the physical effects, and its length and cross section area are vary and change of the electrical resistivity and also for that occurs. The strain gauge is mounted on the measured surface, and so that it contacts with the surface. So this deformation of sensing materials cause it to undergo a change in the resistance. So this resistance change of the strain gauge is usually converted into voltage by connecting one, two or four similar gauges as arms of the Wheatstone bridge, and we can also say that the strain gauge bridge, and also applying the excitation to the bridge. So the bridge output voltage is then measured the strain and senses the strain gauge. So the resistance is changing of the strain gauge wire, and that be calculated using the expression of the resistance of conductor wire of a uniform cross section, that is the R is equal to rho L by A for that. So we can using this the the resistance method, we can calculate the resistance for the wire. So this is the strain gauge, and you can see here that is figure, and that is the bridge connection for that, and that is the for the half bridge and full bridge you can use these things. So next is the LVDT, that is the linear variable differential transformer. So LVDT works on the principle of the variation of the mutual inductance, and it is one of the most popular types of displacement sensor, and it has good linearity over a wide range of displacement. The moreover, the mass of the moving body is small, and the moving body does not make any contact with the static part, so this minimizing the frictional resistance. And commercial LVDTs are available with full scale displacement range of positive plus or minus 0.25 mm to plus or minus 25 mm. Due to the low inertia of core, the LVDT has a good dynamic characteristics and can be used for time varying displacement measurement range. So the construction principle of the LVDT is you can show here in this figure, and it works on the principle of variation of the mutual inductance between two coils with displacement. It consists of a primary winding and two identical secondary windings of a transformer that is wound over a tubular form, and a ferromagnetic core, and the unleaded nickel iron alloy moves through the former. The two secondary windings are connected in series opposition, so that the net output voltage is difference between the two. The primary winding is excited by 1 to 10 volt RMS AC voltage source. The frequency of the excitation may be anywhere in the range of the 50 Hz to 50 kilohertz. So the output voltage is 0 when the core is at a central position, when voltage induced in both the secondary windings are the same, so the difference is 0. But increasing in the core moves away from the central position either any direction, so this forms a measurement of the output voltage only, and one cannot be predict the direction of the core movement. So a phase sensitive detector, that is PSD, is useful circuit to make the measurement direction sensitive. So it is connected at the output of the LVDT and compares the phase of the secondary output and the primary signal to judge the direction of the movement. This output of the phase sensitive detector after low pass filtering become a DC voltage for a steady state deflection. This output voltage after PSD versus displacement, that is the you have shown here, the this has been you have to shown here, that is the core you have seen here, primary and secondary winding is here in the figure. So whenever the characteristics for that, it is the like a sinusoidal wave, and if displacement is there, then the increasing in the voltage level, DC voltage level, and if displacement is in the negative or towards the second S1 winding, then it will be the negative side. So this will be the happens for that. And the advantages and disadvantages of the LVDT is the measurement of the displacement range of LVDT is very high. The LVDT output is very high, and it doesn't require any extension. So LVDT demonstrates small hysteresis, and thus its repetition is exponential in all situations. So LVDT changes the linear dislocation into electrical voltage, which is simple to progress. LVDT gets damaged by temperature as well as vibrations. This transformer needs a large displacement to get significant differential output. These are responsive to stray magnetic fields, and the receiving instrument should be chosen to work on AC signal. Otherwise, a demodulator network should be used if a DC output is necessary. The limited dynamic response is there mechanically through the mass of the core and electrically through the applied voltage. So next is the capacitive transducers, and in that we have the equations, and we have used that this the sense as a sensors. So the capacitive types of sensor is the versatile one, and it is available in different size and shape. It can also measure very small displacement in micrometer range. That often the whole sensor is fabricated in silicon based and is integrated with the processing circuit to the form a small chip. The basic principle of the capacitor sensor is well known, but to understand the various models of the operation, consider a capacitance formed by two parallel plates separated by dielectric, and the capacitance between the plates is given by C is equal to epsilon r epsilon 0 A divided by D, and where A is the area of the plate, D is the separation between the plates, epsilon r is the relative permeability of the dielectric, and the E0, that is the absolute epsilon 0, that is the absolute permeability in the free space or the air, that is the 8.854 into 10 raised to minus 12 the Faraday per meter. So a capacitor sensor can also be by formed by the either varying the separation of the D or the area or the permittivity. So a displacement type sensor is normally based on the first two, that is the variable distance and the variable area principles, while the variable permittivity principle is used for measurement of the humidity level. That is the we have to shown here, that is the basic construction of the variable gap and the variable area type of capacitance sensors. So in the other hand, the area of overlap between the fixed plate and moving plate the changes and the maintaining the gap constant. So variable area type sensors gives the rise to linear variation of capacitance with the input variable. So while a variable separation type sensor follows the inverse the relationship of that, and the capacitance sensors are also used for proximity detection, such as typical scheme for the detection of the small size on non-contact type of the metallic and insulating object, that is the range of the approximately 0 to 5 centimeter. So for detection of the insulating object, and the dielectric constant of the insulating object should be such larger than the unity for that. So that is the proximity sensors of the capacitive sensors as well as. So the measuring circuit of the capacitance sensors are normally the bridge type, but the variation of the capacitance in sensors, it is generally very small, and these types of changes in the capacitor in present of the large stray capacitance existing in different parts of the circuit are the difficult. So the output voltage would generally be noisy unless the sensor is designed and shielded carefully. The measuring circuit should also be capable of reducing the effect of the straightage. So you can the know that the main of the frequency of the excitation that is in the hertz, and Xc is the 1/2 pi into Fc. So that is the capacitive transducer using in the for that. So now next is the potentiometer for that is the for a linear as well as the rotary you have shown here. And the potentiometer are the simplest type of the displacement sensor, so they can be used for linear as well as the angular displacement measurement that you have to shown here. And they are the resistive type of transducers, and the output voltage is proportional to the displacement of the movement of this resistance. So here the major problem with potentiometer is the contact problem, so resulting out of wear and tear between the moving and the fixed parts. So as a result, through a simple application of the potentiometer is the limited for that. So the next is the inductive type sensors. So in the inductive type, LVDT works on the principle of the variation of the mutual inductance, but there are inductive sensors for measurement of the displacement, and those are based on the principle of the variation of the self inductance. These sensors can be used for proximity detection also. Such a type of a scheme that is you have to seen here in this figure. So in this case, inductance of the coil changes as a ferromagnetic object moves close to the magnetic former. This changes the reluctance of the magnetic path. The measuring circuit is usually an AC bridge. So this is for that. And next is the RVDT, that is the rotary variable differential transformer. So it has a similar construction like LVDT, but except the core is designed such a way that when it rotates, the mutual inductance between the primary and secondary coils changes linearly with the angular displacement. So you have to see here the schematic diagram of the RVDT for that. Next is the resolver. Resolver is also work on the principle of the mutual inductance variation, and that are widely used for the measurement of the rotary motion. The basic construction you have to see in here in this figure. A resolver consists of a rotary containing a primary coil and two stator windings, that is the equal number of the turns, and placed perpendicular to the each other. The rotor is directly attached to the object whose rotation is being measured. If AC excitation of RMS voltage, that is the VR, is applied, then the induced EMF, that is the voltage at the two stator side, that is the two voltages are generated, that is V1 equal to the K into VR cos theta, and V2, that is K into VR sin theta. So K is the constant for that. So by measuring these two voltages, the angular position can be unequally determined, and that is the provide the angle of the theta, that is the between the 0 to 90 degree. So phase sensitive detection is needed if we want to measure for angles in all the four quadrants. So synchros that work widely as a error detection in the position control system. The principle of the operation of synchros is similar to that of the resolver. So however, it will not be discussed in this present lesson, so we cannot go for the synchros. So next is the optical sensors, and you have to shown here the optical sensors. The optical displacement sensors works on the basic principle that intensity of the light decreases with the distance. So if the source and detector are fixed, the amount of light reflected from the moving surface, that will depending on the distance of the moving surface from the fixed ones. So measurement using this principle requires a proper calibration, since the amount of light received depends upon the reflectivity of the surface and intensity of the source. So it can provide a simple method for displacement measurement. So optical fibers are oftenly used to transmit light and from light to and from the measuring zone. So such a scheme with a bundled fibers is shown here in this figure. So it is used to bundle fibers from one for transmitting light and from the source, and the other to the detector. So light reflectors reflected on the receiving fiber bundle by the surface of the target object is carried to a photo detector. The light source should be laser or the LED, and photodiode or phototransistor are used for the detections. So this is the types of the displacement sensors, and hope you understand all these things. And if you have any query, you have to ask me anytime, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. And this is some questions for that, and hope you understand up to this. And you have to give an answer of these questions. Write down these answers in the comment box. Thank you so much.